All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Divinely Inspired. I'm your host, Inspire, here to inspire you back to unconditional love through inspired conversations and thoughts. So, I haven't done a live in a little bit, so Spirit was pushing me to do one. First, I want to say thank you, Spirit, for this message. Um, it's not going to be a long one. I just want to talk about change, okay, and how it happens for all of us. So, I'm going to start out by giving you a little bit of background why change came up in the first place. So, I'm walking to my normal spot to have my lunch. Thank you, my baby girl, for making me lunch today. Delicious, by the way. Uh, and as I'm walking, I noticed that my usual table is taken. Now, we don't have like assigned tables because we're adults, right? It's a public place. But you ever had something in your mind where you be like, that's mine though. That's mine. They need to go. They need to go. So what do you do in those situations when you are presented with a change that you are not ready for? So, well, if we're going to go into that, first let me start out by saying change is inevitable. Change is going to happen regardless whether you want it to or not. That's the only constant in life is change, okay? Number two, if you are not willing to adapt to said changes, it's time to change in another way in which you can adapt. Now, in my mind, I went, that's my spot. Where how am I supposed to eat my lunch if they in my spot? Now, there's two other tables that I could sit at, okay? But I like that one particular table, okay? That's my jam. And my brain goes to, do I ask them to scoot over? Because it's a picnic table, yours. So can you scoot over so I can sit right here? Because I need to feed my ego real quick. I need to feed, like, my body, my ego, my everything. So instead, I chose the latter. And I said, you have to adapt to change, regardless of what it looks like for you. You got to adapt to it. It's not supposed to be easy, okay? If you think change is easy and you're not used to change, for some people it is. They can get up and be like, oh, I can just do that. But it's not easy for everybody. So when you are shifting into a new paradigm, there's going to be lots of changes. New people, new job, new friends, new, I don't know, house, new car. Like, it's just a shift. A change is a change. You never know how that change is going to affect you until you do it. So, like I told y'all before, when you meet me, you're ready for change. Now, if you decide to change, that's fine. If not, it's okay too. Either way, there's no wrong answer because your spirit team or whoever you believe in is gonna show up for regardless for you. So it doesn't matter what you choose. There's no wrong answer. Do what makes you happy. But I have learned that I'm a catalyst for change. Um, how is it that I'm going to talk about it if I can't adapt to it or adapt? I said adapt to it, right? Oh, shiznit. Something just bit my ankle. Y'all, I'm trying to say y'all. So here's another, thank you, Spirit, for that, because that's why they did that. They were like, you ain't even say. So I have not been like an outdoorsy person. When I moved to Minnesota, that's the most outdoorsy, I've become, is being here. I've done a lot of things that I never thought I would do. Okay. So Minnesota has shown me a lot of great things. Now, I've been wanting to learn, more about spiders because I want to not be so terrified of them. So part of change, right? Part of like the inevitability of change is when you're ready for something, your spirit or your team or whoever you believe in is going to bring it to you. So, for example, when I first moved to Minnesota, that was a huge change. That was like a culture shock. That was an everything shock. Okay. So putting yourself in situations where it's forcing you to change is also the best way to get comfortable with change. I've heard so many people around me that just talks about, oh, I would never do that. I would never try. I would never. But part of life is growing and evolving. And growing and evolving is accepting change for what it is and being able to adapt to it, right? So learning about these spiders, I'm sitting outside smoking. One crawls up the side of my leg, and I feel this tingle, like this sting. I look down. I go to blow it off, but in the blowing, I did like it's like a kind of thing, and inadvertently it killed it by accident. So I did have to like do a little prayer for it to pass over. But lately, like I got it this morning, and one was crawling up my arm. Now that one, the more that it's happening to me, the easier it is for me to God dang it, ants. Now I got ants. It went from spiders to ants, y'all. Now I got ants. But yeah, I'm gonna get up out of this goddamn thing. I'll tell you one thing. They can really make a whole home in my shoes. Let me get up out of this grass because this is for the birds. Anyway, getting used to spiders. Now I got ants, but now they're all over me. Like everywhere I go, there's a spider. There's a freaking spider. Okay, so yeah, change can be difficult. But the more you ask for it, the more they're gonna put you in situations where you're forced to change and to level up and to do something that you've never done before. The question is, are you ready for it? Cause if you talking to me, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Why don't you do said thing? Why you not doing that? And why? And I talk about y'all, but like I'm on this thing. I have this thing that I'm doing right now, and like I'm kind of procrastinating about it, even though I know like I have like all the resources that I need to do it, but I'm procrastinating because I'm afraid of the change that it's gonna bring because I know what the change is gonna be. So even if you know what the change is gonna be, still embrace it because you never know how it's going to turn out. It might turn out better than you could ever imagine. So, with that, I got to go because I'm on lunch. Deuces, y'all. Be kind, rewind, show unconditional love, and remember, can't nobody tell you what to do unless you let them.